no matter what kind of comes in the way, it may take us, different routes, take a little bit longer, but eventually, if we stick to it, we will get to our destination.
Man, you know what, girl? To be so honest, we are so we. There's things that will never know. There are things that we will never, ever, ever know, and I think that our ego just cannot not know. And it wants to know everything because it wants to live its best, most fullest, highest expression, right? But it stops us from actually living. So one thing I definitely can tell you is that we have a destination. And I personally believe that there's two of them. Either you lived your most highest expression, and no matter what decision you made the conscious decision you were always going to grow. You're going to go this way. Because every decision is going to take you maybe a different direction, but it's all going towards that way. And then we have the other destination, which is a polar opposite, which is the one that does not think of intentionally increasing, is not intentionally thinking of growing. And it goes that way. So every decision that you make is going to take you to another decision that's going to lead you that way. And I do think that there are some intersections down the road in our lifetime that have that one street that can connect you from this road to this road or from this road to this road. But every single decision that we have made along the road is going to tell us if we're going to stay in one place or we're going to cross over.
Yeah.
So I think that, yes, our destinations are made, positive or negative, and every single decision that we make from there on is going to determine how deeper down this road we go or how deeper down this road we go or how quick we can detour from one place to another. So that's for me how I think of it. And I'm just like, and that gives me more empowerment to know that no matter what decision I make, I'm going to be okay.
Exactly. And that was kind of like the point of, that analogy was that regardless, especially if you are moving with intention, you will make it to, you have to make the most of every opportunity and every experience, because all that is just extra in your goodie bag, basically. It's like, collecting stuff along the way when you're playing like a video game, there's like those little tunnels that you could go down, you can get extra points. So if you kind of feel like, yeah, it was a little longer, whatever. And then sometimes, like you said, there are some extra little shortcuts, but sometimes you just have to, go with it. If you don't take any steps at all, you're never gonna get to, enjoy any of that or get to experience it. It's okay to not know everything. But just be in a place that that you're gonna be okay. I think that feeling and that knowing that you're okay is like everything is gonna work out. Like it's all good.
Yeah, I do think that to be honest, sometimes we put a lot of pressure in ourselves, and I think we put a lot of pressure in ourselves because we know we've overcome so many things in our life, and we know that we have the capacity and obviously the ability, right, to do these amazing things that other people are doing, right? And I feel like sometimes when we stay so focused on, I should have been doing this, or I should do this, or this should excite me if I really want it, I should be excited, why am I not excited? But one of the things that I've come to realize is that every decision is going to lead to another decision. And it's like you said, it's a waste of life because you never know, right? Just an example. I probably landed here in this environment that I'm in thinking I'm going to be this like multi-million billion person and I'm gonna do all these things. But maybe the purpose of me coming into this environment is to find the husband.
I know, you don't know. We don't know.
Do you see what I'm saying? Like that's something, yeah. and I bring that up because that's something totally fucking opposite. That's something like you're like, I didn't fucking enter this cha-ching room to come out. Yes, I do. You know what I mean? Like, but every decision is gonna take you to another decision. And who is to say that if I find this husband, I'm not gonna live happily ever after to where I still am gonna create my billions, maybe in another form or fashion, because that decision of getting married has now taken me to another decision. And what am I going to do? Regret that I didn't create multi-millions and billions under this environment? No, I mean, shit, everything took me to a whole nother place, and I'm still that billionaire. Right. And I feel that we don't make those changes because we're so guilty, or we're so codependent. Sheesh, girl, and I'm speaking to myself. You find yes, girl, you find a little clique, you find a little group, and you become so codependent of that attention, of that love, of that your inspiration. You find there's something, and it's just like, no, you have to be so unattached to the physical reality, because one of the things that I'm realizing is we are all so multifaceted, and there is absolutely no way you can compare people. There's absolutely no way you can compare people or say, hey, you were raised here, you were born here, you should want the same things. Like, no, like, see, when I look at my life with my brother's life, we grew up exactly under the same branches. He is very non-emotional in terms that, like, anything that has to do with emotions, oh my God, we're gonna fight now, because he doesn't know he doesn't have that emotional intelligence. I have beyond emotional intelligence. I can be telling you something so horrific and I can become collected because we need to figure out a solution right now, right? And my brother loves to sing. He's artistic like that.
Wow.
Right? And so we're so different. So who says that he needs to think of leadership roles the way that I am? He can lead and guide and inspire people through music.
Exactly.
Right? So
no, that's a beautiful point. And the other thing that came to mind when you were just talking about all that was really, it goes back to gratitude, just being grateful for all the little things, because the good and the bad, like, I don't know, like sometimes I don't even really see bad as bad, because it really is all an interpretation as well. Because something good can come out of what you think is bad. You know what I mean? Like that could just look like that, like right now. And then later on, you're like, oh my gosh, like I missed the plane because it was gonna crash.
Yes.
Like you could be like all like frustrated, like I can't believe I missed my plane. I paid all this money and no. And you know what I mean? And then after you see that, and you're like, dang, that could have been me. Like, oh my God. Like, and then you're so grateful. So that just goes to show that definitely throughout life, we really, really, really need to just sit in gratitude for the little things. And just going back to the breathing exercise that you did with us earlier, breath, so important. Without it, we wouldn't even be talking right now. And we take that for granted. That's like one of the first things that when I open my eyes, like that's the first thing that comes to mind. I'm like, thank you for this breath. You know what I mean? Like, and then I kind of just go through other little things that I'm just grateful for. It really changes. It really helps you see and appreciate life more when you appreciate, just the little things. When you can see those little things, it's like, then all that other stuff is like, Like, I'm not really worried, you know what I mean? It kind of just makes everything just okay. Like, it's okay. Like, we good. That's just me.
Yep. No, you know what? And I agree with you. That's why sometimes I feel like, for me personally, at least at this point, until I'm able to find that balance, because we are always growing. I don't know about you, but I know that for me personally, I'm in a stage right now that I'm not the old person that I was, and I'm also not the new image I'm creating for myself, right? I am like in the middle. I'm like one day her, 1 hour her, 1 hour her. Right now I'm kind of like playing with both hot and cold, I can't make up my mind. And so because I'm in this area, things are very unclear for me. If they're ever unclear, they're definitely unclear right now, right? And so I do think that like you said, when we just say, like, opening your eyes in the morning and being like, oh, I woke up. You know, like I woke up. Like a lot of people don't have this opportunity to wake up. A lot of people don't. And when I think about it to myself, I'm like, you know, I may not know how to live. I may not be living at my fullest potential now, but the best thing I can do with the moment I have is to live. And who says that the way that I live at the moment is the way I am supposed to live? Because somebody may have a different perception of how I should be using my 24 hours differently. Right? But somebody else doesn't have my life. Somebody else doesn't have my responsibilities. And somebody else doesn't have the upbringing that I did and the things that I have to on a daily basis work. And who says that the way that I learn is the same way that everybody else learns? You know, I understand that there is a fundamental basis on how to learn, on how to go ahead and store information into your mind. I get it, but who says it's going to look for me the way it looks for others just because it's worked in the past? Amazing. But these people also don't carry the same things I do, right? If we are genetic beings and our genes are passed on, can you imagine how many centuries do we have of genetic damage? And you expect us in one lifetime to change it? I mean, it's going to take one lifetime to even understand there has to be change. Yes. Somebody else is going to have to take over the baton and be like, okay, my mother understood there has to be change. Now I have to understand how to do the change. Right? This takes years of broken DNA. If you really think about it, if we are genetic beings, I don't know about you, but I come from a genetic pool of like alcoholics, drug addicts. You know, I come from a genetic pool of like, I have Down syndrome in my family, cancer in my family. You know, like there's so many things. Therefore, genetically, there are a lot of mutations that have happened. No one can tell me that the way that I learn or who I'm going to end up being is the same way that everybody else should because they're studying the same fucking material that I am.
Yeah.
So I do really think that when you just wake up and thank God for another day, you just come to realize like, this is my life. And am I going to allow someone else's way of thinking create a fucking anxiety within myself, create a stress within myself, right? Like shit, you know what? Yes, I don't know maybe how to live the way that you're living. I don't fucking know. Duh. That's why I don't look the same. Yes. But I'm trying my best. And your best is better than no best or no try or no go.
Mm-hmm. I agree 100% with that. And you know, just to kind of close it off, my closing remarks would be, you know, just to kind of piggyback a little bit off of what you said, is that, and kind of some of the material that we touched on, is that you really can't just put yourself in a box and expect everything that might be working for someone else to work for you. And then if it, you know what I mean? Because sometimes, like you said, as far as you see things working for someone a certain way and you're like, why isn't this working for me? Like, I'm doing exactly what they're doing. Like, why isn't this working? Like, what the heck is it me? And then you think it's you. Yeah, you're just different. And like you said, you just have to realize that we are all very different, and it's okay. It's okay to be different. There's just a different way for you to do this to be amazing. It's okay. And it just kind of gives you that opportunity to open the door to be amazing in a different way, because there's probably more other amazing people that feel stuck in this box and they don't know how to get out of it and how to express themselves because they feel, you know what I mean, they kind of guilt themselves into feeling that they should feel a certain way because this person feels that way and they're doing it this way.
Yep.
So yeah, that would be my closing remark, is to definitely, you know, not feel that we are all the same and that we all should fit into the same box, because it's not going to happen. And that's what really just makes us more, that's what makes us unique. That's what makes us who we are. Like no one is the same. And I don't even, and that's kind of crazy how like we already know that. Like no one's fingerprint is the same. I can't whistle. I'm like, fun fact, Misty can't whistle right now. I used to be able to whistle. I don't know what happened.
Survival
But
of the
yeah.
fittest, girl. Apparently whistling wasn't on top of the list.
My kids can whistle, but I can't anymore. I guess I don't need that skill anymore. I need my mouth for other things. But yeah, so just be okay not fitting into, you know, everyone's box, and just look, see that opportunity as an opportunity to help other people and explore the way that you're, you know what I mean, you are and how you work, and create another form of, doesn't have to be like a real box, you know, open the door for new opportunities and new ways of doing things.
Yeah, yeah. You know, to kind of piggyback a little bit on what you say, I think that that is a good kind of like closing remark. You know, I think that a lot of us sometimes forget who we are in the midst of trying to become who we want to be. And I'll tell you something, who we want to be is always going to be attached to who we are. And we want to change who we are so bad. And it's like, look, you cannot change the essence, the core of who you are. You know, if you came here without you knowing, you know, with so much pain, girl, the most amazing like yogis or psychotherapists that I know have had the biggest pain. You know, like look at Oprah. She's had a pain. All of us have a pain, but we're all artists. The universe is our canvas. Our life is our canvas. Who says I'm not a fucking Picasso? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
and I think that we all forget that because we all are trying to strive for who we want to be. And it's like, look, who you want to be is so attached to who you are. Like, step into who you are. I think that, you know, one of the things that we are learning, that to me, that's the way that I see when they say, what do you really want in terms of a goal, right? What do you really want? For me, the way that I see that what do I really want is, who do I really want to become? I'm not following something, and that may also be why it's taking me a little bit longer. I'm following a feeling. When I know that I wake up with that feeling, and that I go to sleep with that feeling, and that during my lunchtime I'm feeling the feeling that I want to feel, I am there. I have arrived. I can now focus on the next thing, the next feeling, right? But I don't have a materialistic thing that I'm going after because I want everything. I fucking want everything. I don't know what I want. I want a house, but I want apartments. I want a duplex, but I want, you know, a hotel. But I want a house, but you know, like I want no shack at the same time. Like I want so many things. Why? Because I'm in the knowing that I can have it all. But for me, what do I really want is, who do I really want to be? Who do I really want to be? And I'm just, to be honest, that's what I focus on. I'm focused on who do I really want to be, because I can sit here and say, my goal is to, for example, like in the business that we're in, right? I can say my goal is a diamond. I want to be a diamond. I want to be a diamond so bad. But girl, what if, you know, me developing my emotion of who I really want to be and how I truly want to feel, what if that doesn't attach to a diamond? What if that is attached to a black diamond? What if I go from emerald straight to a black diamond? I never made it to a diamond, and I'm making diamond my goal. So for me, when they ask, what do you really want? I'm not attaching it to something, because I don't want to not reach something that's not meant to be for me. I want to attach it to a feeling. You know, I want to be able to help, you know, 100 people a month. I want to be able to, you know, save people's lives. That's really what I want. I want to save people's lives. I don't know how I'm doing it. I don't know how I'll do it. Some people want to help others create generational wealth. I want to save lives. Why? Because I once was a black sheep. I once was that kid that wanted to kill herself. I once was that parent that didn't feel good enough. You know what I'm saying? So because I have my history, I want to save others. Why? Because now I see my future so bright. Like, I don't know what the hell I'm supposed to do, but I know, Misty, I'm going to do something fucking big.
Yes, you are.
and so for me, I want to save others like me, because it's people like us that live in the gray that have a phoenix. But we just need to be willing to die to create that new person, to come out free. So
Yes.
That's mine, girl.
I love it. I love it. I always love all my time with you. It is so precious. It really is. I really enjoy this. It feels right. And I know we are on the right path with this, regardless of, you know what I mean? Like, we're just going with it.
Yep.
Feels, this is good. This is really good. And I know this is just one first step to helping a lot of people, save their life. Like you said, you just never know, like, what one little piece of information can do to someone and for someone, and really drastically, do a whole 360 for them. So these are just the little things that, you know what I mean, that have to happen, to start the process. We got that GPS, we got our destination set, we on go. We're on go time.
We're on go, girl. We're on go, okay?
We're on go. Yeah, we might turn here for some plantains or whatever. But yeah, we're going. We're going. We are gonna pick up a lot of people along the way. It's a beautiful thing. Yes.
Yes, ma'am. I agree. As long as we go, I know that there is a lot of sayings around, but as long as we go, I am certain the universe will place us where we need to be.
Yes.
That's
it's it. For sure. This is already proof.
Yeah.
This is one of the, this is proof.
Yep.
All right. So now it's time to, get a little a little pop on.
Put some little pop in. Okay, girl. Let's see. Hey.